right, welcome back, everybody. I know you've only been gone for about 10 minutes, but we did not want to leave the final game of the Weenie Hut Pro. Oh, I can hear myself. I've made a mistake. There we go. I fixed that now real quick. But the final series of the first round of playoffs for Weenie Hut Junior bracket is here. We have Meepa, I Hardly Know Her, up against Wizard Ninjas. That is your first seed Group B team up against the fourth seed Group A team. And for those of you who have just sat through 3.5 to 4 hours of other Weenie Hut games, you just saw the fourth seed of Group B take the 2-1 victory up against 3 Poros, 2 Snacks, who were the first seed of Group A. So, you know, we might be in for something similar. We're going to have to see whether or not Wizard Ninjas can do it. Funnily enough, both fourth seed teams have done the exact same thing as well, which is poach a majority of the players from a team that got eliminated. So 3 Poros, 2 Snacks took basically 80% of the Volubabes roster in their death. And Wizard Ninjas have done the same thing with Iron Brew Esports, and we will see one of those players playing tonight. It is Tuba. So he has gone from jungle to 280 carry, which is going to be interesting. But he's not actually playing for Wizard Ninjas, I believe. I think he's playing for Meepa today. So he's come in as an emergency sub for them. But before we go into draft here, I want to quickly introduce our casters for today. So we have usual, regular old Mahasvara up in here for our color commentary for this evening. And then first time on the desk, we have Asphyxia, the captain for one of the favorites to win Hardstuck bracket, Eclipse, the first place team in their group, Group E, which was a stacked group despite the fact that several teams ended up dropping out. But yeah, welcome guys. How are we feeling ahead of this game?
It looks like an interesting series. We're waiting for a banger.
I mean, look, let's be fair. It's Tuba on 80 carried. It's gonna be cinema either way, whether we like it or not. I'm down for it. I'm looking forward to what these teams are gonna produce. The fact that Tuba is also kind of doing like a little, shall we say, infiltration on the team makes this all the better.
Mm-hmm.
So I am very curious to see how this is gonna end up, because Jack did suggest that Tuba was going to be joining another team with the rest of his Iron Brew group. However, due to emergency substitution rules, he all of a sudden finds himself on a different team. But that being said, let's look at the draft right away. And if you all know our dearly beloved Tuba very well, then you know that he is a Seraphine merchant. So seeing a B1 Seraphine is not a surprise in that regard. For the Meepers, the Wizards then answered that with an Ash Wukong combination, and then a Mel Victor, and then I'm trying to get my head around who goes where from Meepers. Well, at this point, you're assuming it's bottom mid that has been picked, and Wizard Ninjas completed their bot lane duo with the Braum pick, followed by a couple of extra bans, mostly thrown towards top lane with one lock ban in there, probably for Danny. Therefore, no wait, not Danny. The other mid laner. Therefore, we then got a Hueban, a Skarnavain, and then a Galio. And so I have a question for Asphyxia. We've got Meepers, which you do see the same thing that I'm seeing, right?
Yeah, I do.
No questions to be asked there? No?
I mean, a lot of mages, but we have Vayne. I'm thinking Vayne is going top here. Oh, the role. No, wait, they are accurate?
They are accurate. That's why I'm like...
yeah.
So, no. That's a... We're seeing a jungle Vayne, a mid lane Ashe, a Hui bot lane and a Galio top.
Yeah, very off meta from the looks of it. Okay, so Wizard Ninjas aren't accurate, so it's gonna be Ash
Okay.
bot and Hui in the mid lane.
Okay, well that would have made it a tad more. Would have been a tad more logical, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Vayne Jungle. Let's just say that I am skeptical, but I've seen Bushi do weird stuff before. I've seen him give me PTSD of seeing Sin's jungle again. So there are a boatload of things where I'm like, he probably could pull it off. Not sure he should be pulling it off. Let's be very, very clear on this.
I mean, I think Wayne has good. Oh, but we see a bit of a river fight, and Vayne Flash is used. And now she will be forced to start off the clear half HP. Pot used as well. So yeah, what I wanted to say, I think that Wayne will have issues clearing fast enough, but I think her ganking potential is fine enough to pull off her in the jungle.
Well, I think either Bushi knows something we don't, or he is grossly underestimating the clearing potential of Vayne in the jungle because he hasn't even taken a pot. So
He did take a pot, but
he
that
did?
fight forced him to use it.
Oh, okay, right then we can still hope for something. Meanwhile, one other thing that I've noticed, we have the biggest Seraphine merchant on this server, and somehow he's ended up playing Mel. That is in of itself a rarity. I'm pretty sure that right there he was absolutely internally he was absolutely crying and screaming at more or less anybody that would want to hear it. So, but yeah, we've got that part going.
Well, after the Seraphine first pick, I'm gonna assume they saw that there is an Ashe and a Braum. No, they didn't see Braum later, but they saw Ashe, which is already quite a good ability of Ashe Ultimate to reflect. And I assume, yeah, so they saw the Ashe and probably thought it's nice to pick up Mel here for the reflect of Ashe Arrow as well. So
Again,
they sent the
yeah.
Seraphine to support role and picked Mel for a flex pick at that moment. No, they picked I'm pretty
Seraphine
sure.
is flex.
Yep. So it was pretty much a double flex since Seraphine and Mel can go all three roles, mid, ADC, and support. Well, except Victor. Victor can go only the APC and mid.
But yeah, so far not a whole lot going on. I think Vayne recalling is probably a smart and logical thing. There's no point in contesting that scuttle early on. So she's just gonna try and trade the scuttles by pathing straight away to the top, and then I think it's gonna be another full. My guess would be another full clear for the Vayne.
I could see an angle of her moving here to top. Gallo is quite far up. Let's see if she taps there. Nope, she's going for the scuttle first.
Yeah, my issue is we're looking for basically if you've got a Vayne, she doesn't really bring any CC unless you can knock somebody into the wall. So I kind of feel like you need somebody with a certain amount of setup. Skarner is not the most reliable champ when it comes to setting up a lane gank, so hence I'm kind of...
Oh, fight bot, Bell flash forced, she has no mana so she can't fight back, and it's just a flash for nothing on the bot lane. We see some CS leads in top and bot. Top lane is barely there, but Galio is now coming back to lane to half frozen wave by the looks of it. And Mel is now forced to TP back into lane after the fight in bot lane. But yeah, we could see this bot lane for Meepers going 15 CS down here. And Ashe will have a quite juicy reset here.
In all fairness, you'd be expecting the Meeper bot lane to be slightly behind, for the very simple fact that the strongest lanes are the mid and jungle lane. So bot never really was a hard winning.
A bit of a fight top, but it's just gonna be chunk on the Skarner, which denies him the freeze.
I mean, in all fairness, whenever I see a Galio top, I'm like, yeah, well, that team fight wise, it's gonna work. I see it working out completely because you've got 3 people who are rather spec'd heavily towards the AP. And Galio being the ultimate anti-tank, anti-mage tank is gonna suit perfectly fine. So I see how this is gonna work team fight wise. The big,
yep, and considering the Galio is ahead in CS now as well, so he's winning his lane, it's a very good sign for Desert Ninjas.
Yeah, and then the other side that I was gonna refer to is the hard part when you're playing Galio top is making sure that you get it through the laning phase, which normally goes a bit harder. And I think that if this had been a Vayne top and a Skarner jungle, I would have been very concerned for the Galio.
Yep, exactly why I thought it's gonna be Vayne top, because it's such an unplayable matchup for Galio.
So I'd love to know if Meepers kind of dropped the ball on getting the proper switch around, or if this really was their intention all along. But for now, I mean, it's we're going to be taking up on 7 minutes soon, and this is Weenie Hut, and we haven't seen a kill yet, which is a rarity in of itself. We're having a very relaxed early game. So...
Yep, a bit. Both teams are taking it a bit slower, just farming up. A trade here and there, but besides that, both teams really want to scale. In terms of scaling, I favor Meepers a slight bit.
For me, I understand the advantage of giving Meepers the scaling advantage, but this is my issue here. Right now you have one AD source, which is your jungle, and it's not even an easy source to be able to use. So if I'm on the Wizard Ninjas, I'm like, if we just hard focus Vayne in team fights and stack MR, we're good. We don't need to worry too much. So I'd favor Wizard Ninjas based off the comp just here. It's like everything is on Bushy. He's gonna have to have an amazing game as a Vayne jungle.
It really depends a lot on itemizing as well. Will the carries build MR? Because so far we see Ashe on the Berserker Greaves instead of, I forgot the name of MR boots.
Mercurial Treads.
Mercurial Threads, exactly. So already we see them prioritizing damage over the resistances. But what so far surprised me the most is Vayne is having a better time clearing than Wukong. And the Drake is started off by Meepers. Vayne is alone in the pit. Now Mel and Seraphine are trying to jump, but Brom is doing a good job zoning, and Wukong walks toward the pit. They don't see Vayne yet. Vayne is flashing over the wall to join the team, and they all grouped up. But Wukong gets a pretty nice ultimate, which knocks up Vayne, and she will be dead to Ashe. Seraphine will fall as well to Wukong, and then Mel could save herself with that stun. Yep, she manages to get Brom, but Hui and Ashe just finish her off, and Hui barely escapes with a sliver HP there, and the Drake will most definitely fall to the hands of Wizard Ninjas now.
And while I am a massive fan of doing what you call a vision check, seeing do they have the vision, are they going to call out of this? The fact that as soon as the bot lane of Meepers was cut off and couldn't join them, at that point Bushy should have disengaged the dragon instead of trying to still do damage, tanking it, because Bushy ended up flashing over and was half HP, which then meant that as soon as the Wukong ulted, well, the Vayne was never long for this world after that, and team fight afterwards, unfortunately, collapsed, which you're giving over 3 kills plus all the plus the dragon. I mean, that's disaster spelled right there early on. Let's hope this is not a sign for things to come, unfortunately. On the plus side, though, Bush immediately realized, I gotta make sure that I go up and get those grubbies. As much as I like seeing objective trading, my question here is who is really going to be able to make use of those grubbies? Currently the bot lane, because Braum is not there, but as soon as it's even lanes, I have the feeling that Wizard Ninjas have been pushing their opponents in for most of the time.
I mean, in this instance, okay, we have a fight top. Galio caught Skarner in a bit of CC while Wukong is there, so Wukong, but Skarner lands a 2-man ultimate, which could save him. Still not a guarantee. They're looking for a dive, but Skarner is just too tanky for now, and he escapes. So yeah, what I wanted to mention is the grubbies in this game will be more used to help out in the push department than using it for split. These mages don't really have that strong of a pushing ability, so they will need that help from the grubs. Skarner found a really nice angle with his dash, I forgot how it's called, but it forces the guy to flash out, so a really nice play from Skarner here.
I actually think that was a bit of a overcautious flash. I don't think he might have barely been in range of the turret. But then again, better safe than sorry. I mean, at this point, the way that the team fights are going, you just need to get to the team fights, and as Wizard Ninjas, you will be happy because you've got a very easy way of itemizing against them. Question for you here: would you recommend this Ashe to pick up something like a Malma Mortius as third item, or are you like, nah, that's too early?
I would like her to go Mercurial Threats because this team has a lot of CC and a lot of magic damage, so I think that would be the best item defensively for Ashe. But she already opted for the Berserker Beats, and I kinda suspect she won't go for Mortius. But a nice Braum ultimate comboed with Ashe R, Mel doesn't reflect both of those, and she's dead.
Yeah, no rebuttal coming out, and also she was rather low on mana, which was very good from Bran and Slenderwolf to recognize that, to just instantly go for that fight. So very good stuff so far, and yeah, we'll soon be seeing what will go on afterwards, because this right now Wizard Ninjas are kind of opening up a bit of a lead.
I would say Wizard Ninjas are in quite of a control of this game, and I think the best way for Meepers is here to just give this upcoming Drake in 1 minute.
Right, next thing that I've spotted out. Vayne Jungle, first item, Triforce. I'm not sure how I feel about that one.
It's the Vayne top lane build, so I think he's bringing that build into jungle.
Yeah, but the point that I wanted to make more of the, and that is again pointing out to what was done earlier, is you've got a one sole target. Oh,
A bit of a fight, a bit of a struggle. Vayne, Wei got chunked, but in return Vayne gets chunked a lot, and Galio finishes the job and kills her. Now they're chasing Victor. Victor is forced to flash the Ash Arrow. He could still be in trouble from this Galio. And he seems to live with a sliver of HP, but as I said, this Drake falls most likely to the hands of Wizard Ninjas again. Jungle is dead, and yeah, Wizard Ninjas just started off, and it's a simple Drake for them. On top of that, they got a kill on Vayne as well.
So coming back to the point, the reason why I was slightly concerned about the Vayne build being that she's going to be the sole source of AD damage, and I kind of feel that there would have been a better option to go, considering that she's that sole source. Then again, maybe she just needs to survive a bit, and Triforce does provide some HP, as we see another Scuffle go on in top lane.
I think Triforce is a very good offensive item on Vayne. She uses her Q quite often, which means she triggers Trinity Force quite often, and that extra damage from Trinity Force active, passive, I mean, is a really nice addition.
Okay. And then the other thing about that fight earlier on was something that's also worth pointing out. On both dragon fights, both times Galio showed up. Once with his ults, and the other time he TP'd down and was able to come around, cut off the escape path for the team, and it forced them into a fight. Because right now, our good old Galio is 1-4-3, as we see a potential fight being prepped in the top lane, and the question is who is trapping who at this point, because multiple people are moving in, but it does look like Wizard Ninjas are going to set up shop, and will be tackling the Herald.
There is 4 members of Wizard Ninjas, while there is only 3 members of Reapers, and an engage by Galio, he gets trapped by Victor W. Seraphine joins as well. Big chunk on everyone. Wukong is killed by Seraphine, and Wizard Ninjas are forced to back off a little here. A nice stun by Seraphine, but no one is there to follow that up. And a 1v1 fight in bot lane. Mel misses the stun, that means... Oh! Never mind. She lands her stun on Ashe. She missed her Q there, but landed the stun afterwards, and then landed her second Q, which meant she could execute her with her ultimate.
Yeah, and go ahead.
Nah, you can.
Alright, and also the interesting part is there are a boatload of things you can rebuttal as Mel. The auto attack slow is not one of them, so Tuba, unfortunately, they're not realizing that, or panic pushing the rebuttal, slightly unfortunate. Now, the one thing that I'm very surprised about is the wave clear that the Skarner has in top lane, because he is clearing these waves pretty fast, and if anything, it feels like he's actually pushing the Galio in somewhat.
Yeah, Mel is... no, she's fine. Galio, not Galio, Brom almost landed the Q, but Mel could reflect it, so she's fine now. So yeah, about Skarner, well, he has the Hollow Radiance, and his Q is AoE, so waves are not too hard for him to shout. And his W is AoE as well, yeah, we just saw that, almost cleared the entire wave with it. The ranged minions got halved by it. Now we see both bot laners now swapping lanes into mid at the almost 20-minute mark here.
Dare I say the standard for any wave, but But yeah, other thing worth noting is the gold is kind of even, despite a 2 kill lead for the Wizard Ninjas. And if I'd have to guess where any leads have been accrued, it would be in the top lane for the Galio on the Wizard Ninjas, and the rest does feel like it's somewhat of a wash.
I would think Wei has a little bit of a gold lead on this Victor as well. Can we see the gold, perhaps?
Looks like our producer extraordinaire is currently on a miniature break, let's say.
Yep. Well, we see the Meepers using that herald that they got out of that fight in the river, take mid tower, and now the map is opened up a little bit. We see an aggressive teleport by Galio. He's behind the enemy lines. This could be a huge flank. But Vayne is going ham on this Wei, and Wei will fall. Now a fight is breaking out towards the mid lane. Braum falls as well, and it's just disaster for Wizard Ninjas. It seems Galio is gonna die as well. Mel finishes the job, and that's 4 kills for the Meeper side. That means this third Drake will go to the hands of Meepers.
Yeah, and it kind of felt like a bit of a botched setup, with unfortunately Tuba being left behind and finding Bushy in a 1v1. Never a place you want to be in as the Mel versus Vayne, unless you can lock down that Vayne.
It was Vayne versus Wayne.
Oh, sorry, Vayne versus.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, then it was
It
Usadu.
happens, but we see a really aggressive Baron start. Meepers are half HP. I don't know what they were thinking. They won the fight, right? But they did Drake. The respawn timers aren't that long. And it's just like macro mistake from Meepers, which will give Wizard Ninjas a mid lane tower for free.
Well, again, I like the vision check, seeing if you could go for it. But however, even if there was no contest, I don't think that the Meepers can do that objective fast enough, because right now, unfortunately, they've got one person doing DPS, and Vayne isn't exactly known for her insane clear speed of a objective, despite having those silver bolts. So, but yeah, other than that, quick question here. Second item, Wit's End. Does Wit's End still always steal the MR, or has that been changed these days?
Can you repeat the question?
Wit's End, when you attack with Wit's End, right?
Yep.
Do you still steal MR of your opposing target? No, that's gone. Okay.
Yeah, it's just I'm pretty sure it's 40 magic damage on hit, and I assume she's building it for Galio and Wei and the tenacity, since Wizard Ninjas has some nice CC as well. And she's stacking 2 tenacity items with Mercurial Threads and Wit's End as well on top of that, which means she will be able to escape the CC quite easily. I'm gonna assume she has around 55 tenacity right now, depending on her runes.
Probably.
And since 44, yeah. Since producer is back, can we see individual goal leads right now? Yeah. Goal leads are pretty even in most lanes. Actually, Vayne has a 1000 gold lead. Besides that, nothing too significant anywhere else. Oh, on the support as well, we see a 1000 gold lead as well. But yeah, I'm gonna assume the gold lead changed after the... Oh, we see us fight bot. Can Victor 1v1 this way? It seems not. Victor lands his jaw on the way, and... Ooh, but Victor is still looking, and he finds that kill with his ultimate on the way.
Yeah,
Offensive teleport from Skarner to just make sure that kill goes through, but it was not needed. Like a saying goes, better safe than sorry.
yeah.
Now we see a bit of potential collapse on bot side, but Meeper's side backs off, and Wizard Ninjas won't be able to find anything here. In terms of items, let's check. We still don't see much MR being built by the side of Wizard Ninjas, just on Galio, and we see probably Mercurial Threads coming through for the Wukong. We see upgraded Mercurial Threads for the Way, which I think everyone in this game should build them. Besides that, at this point, as I mentioned, I like the scaling of Meepers a tiny bit more, so considering they're ahead already, I liking their odds quite a bit here.
Yeah, my concern is when I look at the items, I have no massive issues, save for maybe the Seraphine, the early Song of Diadems. I'm not a massive fan of that item on Seraphine. I don't feel that she's that mana hungry. Plus, that item only really feels great when you've got Echoes of Helia, and she has instantly gone for an early mandate, which is an item I like a lot. An item I currently find a bit overtuned.
We see a bit of a fight here coming through in the bot side river for this Drake control. Currently the control is at the hands of Reapers, and the Wizard Ninjas need to find a way to walk in here, but it's hard. A nice Victor Cage means Brom forced to walk the other way is chunked a lot. Skarner is caught out a little bit, but nice combo from Mel and Seraphine means Wukong falls, and now Meepers can chase Wizard Ninjas out, and they can look to start off this Drake, which will be the second Drake for them.
And unless if my eyes deceived me, that looked like a enlarging ult from Victor, which means that Victor has hit that magic threshold, that he's upgraded all his abilities and ultimate, meaning that each and every single assist or kill that he gets, that ult becomes larger, which is a massive boon for the Wizards if they are to team fight. So I gotta say, for Meepers, things are looking up.
Yep. Drakes are evened out now. Gold lead is at the hands of Meepers, so they're very happy at the current state of the game.
Yeah, but look at Meepers also. There's one disadvantage here. Every single member has a shutdown.
Yep, one bad team fight for Meepers, and a lot of gold is gonna come to the Wizard Ninjas. But the question is, will there be a bad fight? We will just have to see.
For now, Ninjas making sure they take control vision-wise of the Baron area, setting that up early. And again, I like this when you have a team that makes an early check for an objective or likes to be aggressive on the calls, which Meepers have been aggressive on their calls in the past. I like making sure that you set up that vision correctly so that you can potentially spot it out and maybe punish them, because I think the easiest way to punish the Meepers is probably going to be catching them on an objective, be it Dragon or Baron. So, meanwhile, we've got more Wet Noodle fighting in the bot lane, two tanks just wailing at each other. And, I mean, for anybody who's ever played in top lane, this is the bog standard situation where it feels like the mana pools are depleting faster than the health bars are.
Yep. But Wukong is towards the bot side, and if this corner keeps chasing, look, it seems like the Galio decides to back off and call off the play.
So
we kind of see a bit of a split map situation a little bit. We see Wizard Ninjas giving up control on the bot side a little bit for the control on the top side, where the objective is right now. Skarner is pushing out the bot side, and Wei manages to push up a little bit on the top side. Which means the vision control is, for now, completely in the hands of Wizard Ninjas.
yeah, and the Meeper, however, are able to really turn that bot side dark. Like if you look at the vision that they have, there is very little vision for Wizard Ninjas on the bot side.
Vayne ultimate popped. She's looking for something, but it's 4 members versus 3 at the moment, and it's just gonna be nothing. Everyone backs off. And the Drake is in a minute now, so pretty nice reset timers by the Meepers here. Do we see any power spike items here coming through?
For Vayne, the Hextech plate is absolutely massive. Gives her movement speed, attack speed, all that good jazz that she needs on her ultimate. So that is coming through. Very good stats there. And then, well, it's still the 3 items on the mid lane. Mel has nearly got the Rabadons.
Yeah, just bought a second needlessly large from that reset, which means she's roughly 1,000 gold away from it at the most. Bit of a fight topside. Nice stun by Mel means, ooh, never mind, Wukong finds a deep engage on Mel and Vayne. Mel falls, Vayne is barely alive, but Meepers find 2 kills back. Victor gets the Ashe and they kill the Wukong.
Yeah, but more importantly here, and this is what we were alluding to earlier, remember, everybody on the Meepers have shutdowns, which means that if you trade 2-4-2, the team that's coming out on top of that are the Ninjas, the team that's behind. So that's always a fairly good feeling. Also, the kill window, it's probably one of the 2 people who absolutely needs gold more than anything else, being the Hui. So I reckon we will be able to see a top hats coming out there fairly soon as well.
We see a bit of a sneaky break by Meepers. They're trying to do it fast enough, but Victor and Seraphine and Skarner don't really have too much damage. Will Wei and Rom be fast enough on that play? No, they are not. It's the sole point for Meepers, and Wizard Ninjas don't find an answer to that. Galio got a few plates stopped, yeah, but this will... Yep. Oh, Ashe Shadow flies wide, doesn't hit anyone. Yeah, but this gives Meepers control of the next fight. They could look for a Baron while the Wizard Ninjas are kind of forced to play for the Drake, or they can force a fight for the soul themselves, whichever one they prefer.
Yeah, and most importantly here,
Wukong and Ashe are looking for Skarner, but his E, I'm pretty sure the dash ability allows him to escape.
Right, so 2 things that I actually wanted to point out. Number 1, yes, Meepers are 1 dragon away of getting the soul.
Sneaky Baron start by the Wizard Ninjas. Meepers don't have vision on it. There are no pings, they don't know this is happening. Oh, the pings are coming through, they suspect it, but it's way too late. And it's a clean sneak of a Baron by the Wizard Ninjas.
Yeah, and this is really, really big for them, because I was about to say that right now, Meepers have 3 air dragons, and the air dragon, or the wind dragon, is the best soul to have, or wind soul is the best soul to have across the board, providing you with some fairly awesome stats. So that part is the other thing that I
A
want to
dive
point out.
on Galio, but it doesn't seem to be anything that's just gonna force a tower to fall without any minions.
And the other thing I actually wanted to point out is we do see the limitations of Meeper's team comp right here. Yes, they scale better, but there is one really big problem, and that is when you are ahead, you want to make sure the other team can try and slow the game down, and then you have to find ways to force team fights. Right now, the only way the Meepers can start a team fight is by having Skarner trying to drift in from the side, maybe using Impale to lock up 1 to 3 targets, and then drag him towards your team. That is the start of your team fight right about now, which feels...
Ooh, we could see an engage here. Braum ultimate lands on the Victor, but there is no follow-up. Ash Arrow misses. Wukong is engaging as well. Gaia ulti hits no one, but Skarner ultimate grabs too, and that means Wei is dead.
And
Reaper's side is quite chunked, that means they won't be able to follow that fight up with anything more. And the pressure still is piling up on their side, on their inhibited tower. They're forced to back off and heal up in their fountain. That means the mid lane tower is gonna fall. Now Victor is back with his health regenerated. Inhibitor is still standing. Wukong is barely alive. Heal is forced. Skarner is still looking, but Ash slows means Wizard Ninjas can escape only losing Dwayne in that fight and getting a tower in the mid lane. And now gold lead is barely 2000, so nothing too significant. In terms of individual gold, most of the biggest leads are in the top lane for the Galio. 3000 gold lead for Vayne in the jungle. 1000 gold lead for the Ashe.
And the one thing that the comp from Meepers does excel at is when they get engaged upon, turning around said engage, disengaging and turning it around, that is what they really excel at. So, that is what we could also see here. So it's going to be interesting. The game speed is going to get dictated by the Wizards, really, weirdly enough. Currently the team who are slightly behind on golds, but ever so slight because they've nearly managed.
Ooh, a nice trap could find Vayne. She's chunked, she's half HP already. Ash Arrow finds her, that means their main carry is gone. Now the Wizard Ninjas are chasing the Skarner. He will fall as well. Wukong ultimate finds Stew. That lets Ash finish up Skarner and Seraphine. Mel could be in trouble as well. She manages to find Braum, but ultimately she falls, and it seems like Wizard Ninjas are just looking to finish the game right here, right now.
Yeah, and one bad team fight. Again, it's really hard to start their
Wukong
main damage sword.
Wukong, what? Is it enough to full-on stop the siege? Nice taunt by Braum, by Galio means Ash can pick up another kill and Victor is dead. Everyone is dead. 10 minutes for Seraphine, but I don't think that's enough. I think this is the game.
And a couple of bad sequences lead actually to a win for Wizard Ninjas, who kind of, well, take it a bit out of nowhere, but if we are completely honest, I gotta say, I do feel like it was a bit of a draft dip because Meepers, although this team was well thought out of, and I gotta give props to Bushy for the Vayne jungle, the big issue being they couldn't start a team fight when they wanted to and when they were ahead, and they ended up paying cash for that.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it felt like they couldn't find any good fights after that mid-game point where they had the lead, and they just couldn't use that lead at all. Also, very nice plays by Wizard Ninjas on the Baron in the top side. They had control of it so long. They denied any vision, and they had such good vision themselves. They could stick that Baron, which was a very big turning point for them. And then on the Drake as well, they were the first ones on the objective, and when Meepers came there trying to start a fight, they had a trap. And since the Meepers don't have any good engage, they just couldn't do anything about it.
All right, and on that note, my suggestion is we will be queuing up for game 2 shortly. However, first off, it's time for a little break so that we can both go and get a quick glass of extra water. We will catch you on the other side of the hydration break. All right, so we just wrapped up previously. Ninjas taking a couple of really good team fights and basically clawing one back and taking game one over Meeper. That means that the fourth place team once again is taking a game off the first place team. Now the question is, will they be able to follow the same as what the previous series did, meaning relegating the first place seeded team to the losers bracket, or will we Meeper decide to even things out? As we see here, we had a boatload of bans. Felt like they wanted to get rid of certain stuff, and Meepers opted to go blue side yet again. So, and we see here that Maokai being B1'd. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, it's interesting, a bit unconventional, but their entire draft is quite unconventional, and I see zero physical damage almost on their side. Shen will have some, but I don't think that's really a threat. I mean, it's another just spam Mercurial threads kind of game here. We see the Singe jungle that you mentioned in the first game as well.
I'm just getting PTSD all over again. And I mentioned Singe jungle of another player who I was thinking of, who he. The worst part is it made no sense whatsoever, but he just flourished in total chaos, which technically is what this team most likely will be looking forward to yet again. So we see for a second straight game, Tuba being put on a mage in the bot lane. Long live this current mage bot lane meta. Whereas Wizard Ninjas have approached this draft with a bog standard draft. They want to go with the same stuff again. And I gotta say, for me, the thing that's jumping out really big is the Trundle, because Trundle has the ability to, while he uses subjugate, he can turn a tank into a paper tiger, which you can just basically go through like a knife goes through butter. Will be absolutely amazing. And considering that there are at least two, arguably three good targets to do that on the opposing team, I gotta say that if I'm looking at these two drafts, I heavily would favor the Ninjas based just on the draft alone. What do you think?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. As I mentioned, Meepers are just magic damage, and that's never a good idea to go just a singular type of damage in a game. And that alone, I think, is a big hindrance to what they can do this game. On top of that, Wizard Ninjas kinda have a pretty simple comp. Their champions are harder, I would say, but the composition is quite easy. You just play front to back again, and you just peel the Sivir and Aurora, and you will be fine. You have a good front line with Rel, Set, and Trundle. As you mentioned, that Subjugate steals the defensive stats of the tanks and also heals Trundle, so he will be quite chunky. And we're hopping into the game.
Yeah, we go straight into the game. So the thing that I always look out for, being a bit of a jungle main, is what do the junglers decide to do? What is their pathing going to be like? I am very curious to see what Singed will do for a start, but I feel like
also, a tiny thing I'm seeing is a cool start by Shen. which is quite an interesting decision as well.
An interesting decision, and then some. I mean, culls are reserved for generally ranged champions, where you're basically telling the other guy, I just want to be farming, I don't want to be fighting here. Or unless you have some hidden Urgot tech, where because of the way his W works, a curl will actually provide you with more healing than a D-Blade will.
Yeah, but even then, Seth is actually not taking advantage of this. He should be trying to zone this Shen away from any CS, but doesn't seem to be the thing he's doing too much. Oh, we see some skirmish in the top. Seth with level advantage gets a really nice chunk on the Shen, and bot lane as well. For Wizard Ninjas, both top side and bot side having a really nice early game so far. This first couple of levels.
For me, the set didn't necessarily need to zone him from CS, but absolutely need to take a fight. Like,
yeah,
if you see
it's
somebody
either
with a
zone or
D-Blade,
CS.
if you see somebody with a D-Blade, it is, please walk up to the wave, let's fight.
Nice pull. That's really nice damage. Flash to direct W, but it's not enough to kill. And because he flashed into tower range, means he dies. And now the lane is just flipped.
That's one that Toad Stage is going to want to have back. I'm fairly certain, because that one is... I like the idea that he was going for... Hold up.
Finds a stun on... knock-up on Malzahar, then finds a stun on him, which means they can pick up the kill in the bot lane against this Malzahar Maokai bot lane.
Yeah, and...
And kind of opposite of the first game, it's action straight away, and we see a Lemao coming through from Silver. I can't clearly see it, but I assume that's Silver. For Shen, we see some trading in mid lane. Aurora is a bit chunked. Now, Shen is coming back to lane with... Oh, Singed gank on mid. That's forced flash by Aurora. I don't know why Singe didn't throw out his puddle. I'm gonna assume it's not leveled.
I personally, I'd guess that it's either not leveled yet or there just wasn't a good angle. So we just got production confirmation it was leveled. However, it must have not been provided with a proper angle to use it just yet. Which, I mean, basically, considering the two teams, and this is something I kind of forgot to talk about, I got a feeling you in both teams will be happy fighting in a confined space, because it makes it really easy as to where you want to be. Hold on, we got more.
Some trading on top lane, but nothing too significant. It's just some HP exchange that doesn't pose any danger to Shen here, since he's once again at his tower. I would even think Shen is a bit more dangerous since he has his stones, and that could cause trouble for Seth.
Yeah, but have a look at the CS difference. We know that one kill is offset by 16 minions, so that technically means that right now in top lane, Seth has equal gold to the Shen, which is alarming, if I do say so myself.
Yep, well, that cool start is just ruining the Shen's chances here at having a good lane. Oh, another nice knock-up by Rel, and then she finds a flash stun on Malzahar. Is that enough? Yes, it is. Shell ultimate popped on the Maokai. Are they gonna look for more? No. Oh, Maokai gets a stun on Rel, just trying to let Shen reset, but it's still cancelled, and that means Shen is gonna be late lane. And now the CS lead is gonna be so significant. And we see Malzahar actually moving bot instead of covering top, which means Set is getting plates and CS. And once again, Sivir is playing really aggressive and canceling another reset, but Aurora now fighting with Struggle versus Singed and Veigar. Veigar ultimate not enough to finish Aurora. And it's the skirmish turns into 3v2, but Aurora is very low. It's hard for her to join this. And at the end of the day, it's just nothing but some damage.
Well, no, it's not just some damage. It's just abject total chaos, where somehow Singed thrives in. Let's call it what it is. This is the more chaos there is, the more Singed players love doing that kind of stuff. Because I've just realized one of the things when you see a Singed player, normally you think about proxying. However, if this Singed goes to proxy lane, then I think that he will, that Bushy, and rightfully so, should get flamed by his laners if he decides to go and proxy.
Singed looks for a gank on top. Puddle slows Set enough for Shen to taunt him. Set bar is fully charged. He uses ultimate and a nice angle on the Singe, but Singe is fast enough to escape after the damage, and that's a kill for Shen. And despite being 20 CS down, he's 2 kills up now.
Well, that's one way of offsetting your CS deficit, is making sure that you get some extra kills early on. But so far, I'm seeing CS deficits across the board for Meeper, and after what happened in the previous game, well, a lot's last to happen. But I'm starting to get slightly worried, because if you've got CS deficits in both the bot lane and in the top lane, then assuming that Toad Sage understands that he just has to play safe here and just create a bigger CS lead, then this game could very well go, or it's looking very good for the side of the Wizard Ninjas.
Yeah, but to mention, Veigar has a slight CS lead. Probably has some good amount of stacks as well at this moment, since he's winning out in this mid lane.
I mean, I know he'd never do it, right? Because Tuba is too honorable for that. But Secret Agent Tuba here, quietly making sure that the Wizard Ninjas currently playoff hopes are looking slightly better than what they could be.
Yeah.
So I gotta give it to him, but at the same time, give him some grief.
Fight for Grubs, Seth joins that, but he's now in danger. He manages to kill Singed, but he falls, and that's a third death for this Seth. Maokai now will trading with Aurora, just chunks her. There is no one to follow up with his CC, so
yeah.
A bit of a messier game here. Already 6 kills in total.
It's looking more like a proper Weenie Hut game. That being said, I have no issue with the death of Toad Sage here. You know that your team is contesting the other objective. They should be securing it, having a peek over, being able to steal just one grub, meaning that the grubs, they won't have the advantage there afterwards. And most importantly, being able to take one person down with you. This feels really positive for the ninjas right now, and yeah, I'm having a look at the boots so far, and I would have loved to see some Merc treads right about now. But so
I
far,
on that point, no Merc treads just yet though.
Yeah, no.
Sivir could have them, but we don't have the vision of her boots since the west.
True.
but I kinda assumed from the previous game, the brand will go Berserker Thieves.
I mean, we got to talk about the fact that it is 11 minutes, and as we see right now, only only 5 people seem to have any boots. So,
Ooh, Veigar solo kill on mid lane against this Aurora. Some scuffling about in top lane, but Shen is in a quite safe position here, so nothing will come out of that. We can see this Veigar actually building up a little bit more of a lead now, which could be a danger with his passive scaling as well. Now Trundle is looking for a kill on this Veigar as well. Can he find it? Subjugate is used, but Veigar ultimately manages to escape. Since he has the tier 1 boots and Trundle doesn't have any, means Veigar can just outrun him.
And that was the big issue. Trundle's boots, he had magical footwear, so it was only going to be provided as of minute 12. And if you are going to do that aggressive flash, you got to do
aggressive
it
fight
earlier.
in the bot lane. Flash is both forced by Tuba and Luma Plum. Gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not looking good. This is...
Oh, 4-man type angle. Aurora finds a kill on Malzahar. Can she find more? Tower could get her. She dies to Malzahar actually, since I forgot. Blackfire torch, I'm pretty sure it's called. Burn damage is enough to finish Aurora off. Then a lot of stuff happened. A kill on top by Shen and Singed, and then the Wizard managed to finish the kill on Maokai, but now they're forced to run since Veigar and Malzahar are here.
We have seen the botched turret dive of all turret dives in the bot lane, where the execution was the idea was there. The execution, however, was clearly not in this game, which then meant that this would provide a boatload of issues. However, we do see a subjugate being used.
Shen ultimate popped on Singed. Will it be enough to escape? Taunt on Trundle. That means he will be caged by Veigar, and Veigar picks up the kill. Seth joins the fight now as well. Can they make something happen? Yes, they managed to kill Singed and Shen. Maokai is here. Veigar cage doesn't trap anyone. Well, it traps the Relian, but she doesn't get stunned. Means he doesn't hit the W, but afterwards he hits W and pops the ultimate on Seth, which finishes him off. And the fight is 2-4-3. And we see a 1v1 attempt at a dive by Sivir, but she doesn't manage to do it.
Basically, we can just summarize all of this as we are seeing a whole lot of wiener greed. People going a bit too far, continuing a chase, being happy to just trade over kills. And one thing that definitely has to be said is I have the feeling that this Veigar is stacking like an absolute god, and that might be an interesting way for the Meepers to be considering this.
Since mites the Drake and steals it away from this Trundle, Trundle could be in danger now. Wizard Ninjas are looking for this fight. Trundle falls, but Maokai should fall as well here now.
And just
can Wizard Ninjas find anything else? Sivir burns from Malzahar, but Veigar manages to kill the Seth in the 1v1 fight in the river. And now the fight falls to the hands of Meepers, 3-for-1, and the Drake to the Meeper side. And the gold lead now is at the Meepers.
And the only thing we can summarize all of this is absolute Wiener Hut chaos. And it's the one thing where a Singed player is absolutely going to thrive.
They are now sitting at 183 stacks, which is such a good number at this point of the game.
And can we just point out that he still, with all those stacks, the worst part hasn't arrived yet. He still hasn't got the Rabadon's top hat as of yet. So once he gets that, that is going to be such a massive power spike. However, for now it looks like they are.
Ooh, Foreman. Form V1 fight in the river. Rel tries to get some vision control around this Hurl, but she's got out alone versus 4 people and she died. That's another kill for Veigar, and since kills give multiple stacks, I'm pretty sure it's 25 per kill, if I remember correctly.
No. It's just a slightly higher amount on the kill, but it's not the 25 per.
Not 25?
That's the 25 per kill is the Victor passive.
Yeah,
You're looking at.
Mixing those up.
So, but yeah, so far things are looking considerably better for the Meepers this game, who, despite our draft concerns, seem to be going strong. However, look at the side of the Wizard Ninjas. They are bringing out Merc Treads. We're seeing them, ladies and gentlemen.
Finally, it's a bit took them a bit longer than they should have done it, but you see now 3 Mercurial threads completed by their side. Which, considering the state of the game, they had a lead and now it's kind of gone. Now it's just more of a defensive option instead of letting them keep that lead and expand it even. Aurora looking for a fight on this Mazhar, but the spell shield is enough to block the damage, to not let her win, but she finds an ultimate which forces Mazhar to flash out.
And Tuba, you are greedy, and I can't say anything else because you've literally just traded your flash for 1
He's
million.
staying, it could be risky. Is that enough? No, he finds an ultimate on Aurora and then Shen ultimate to keep the Malzahar alive. Aurora is forced to flash out and use her hop to get away from Shen. We see Meepers looking for a fight here in mid. They find a flip on Rel. Maokai is stunned, but they wanted to target Simber, and it's a bit of a split attention, which means... Ooh, no, another flip found on Rel means she dies.
Yeah. I think I've already found the theme, the theme song for this game. It's just chaos, chaos, chaos across the board. Because when you're looking at something as Classic League, where you're like, oh, this should be happening. Or, well, I can't even say Classic League these days because that's the new game mode. But just bog standard League of Legends, so to speak. We gotta notice that normally you'd have a couple of things going on.
Maokai finds a stun on Aurora. Then a flip by Singe means they can finish her off. Seth finds a nice ultimate, but is it enough to turn this fight around? Nice W as well. Trundle is in the fight as well now, but Veigar damages just so much. And him getting fed so early means he just can... Even despite the best attempts of Wizard Ninjas right now, the fight is still at advantage of Meepers. And Veigar is sitting at 269 stacks. He's 606, 12 kill participation, 0 deaths, really good CSing. Only 21 CS away from having 10 CS a minute.
I am a tad confused as to why he's opted for the Storm Surge.
Ooh, Malzahar overextends. Aurora manages to find a kill since Malzahar cancelled his ultimate.
Can somebody clip that, please? Tuba self-canceling his own ultimates, which
And,
leads to his doom. That in of itself is just, yeah, that's.
Decatur, that checks out. And for Stormjur's question, the game is chaos. As you said, it's Vinny Hut chaos. That means a lot of kills. What does Storm Surge do? It gives extra gold on kills.
Yeah.
It's also penetration. Oh, does it no longer give extra gold? Did they change it?
Doesn't give it. It's the.
Okay, it used to give.
Well, in a way, technically, it gives extra gold because if you are able to proc that Squall, generally that puts them in range, potentially dying. Hence, meaning. All in all, technically, you're getting the extra gold at that point there. However, what I'd like to draw your attention to is, look, Vhagar.
Botlane fight is... Shen is actually winning this right now. Ooh, Herald charge in the mid lane. Takes the tower only to one plate left, but they can't finish it off. And it seems Seth managed to escape that bot lane fight as well.
And being a good jungler, I gotta congratulate Bushy on the fact that he most definitely deserves to keep his driving license after actually driving that turret, that Herald, into a turret. Because as of late, I have been seeing way too many people driving the Herald wide right turrets. So in that regard, well done. Now, there are two things I'd like to point out item-wise. Number one, Vhagar, needlessly large rod. If that is the Rabadon's top hat coming in, then that spells bad news for the Wizards, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep,
and the other thing that I'd absolutely like to point out, and then I'll let you go. Trundle, my dear friend, you are playing into a full AP team comp, and you've built Dead Man's Play.
Yep, that's an interesting item decision. We see Singed going into 3 members, but Maokai pops ultimate, so he's safe. Also, Shen is there as well with his ultimate. Malzahar finds an ultimate on Seth. Seth uses his ultimate to flip. It's just a mess. Everyone is fighting everyone, everywhere, and I just can't keep
More
up.
chaos!
More kills.
More chaos!
Aurora finds an ultimate on Maokai. Does she have damage? Ooh, she jumps through her ultimate, which means she gets teleported into the Vhagar cage. She gets stunned, which means Vhagar can just press R on her and she just disappears. Shen then finds Sivir walking alone. Can he get a kill on her? Relic is there to help her out, but Vhagar is now joining. Can they find a taunt that could kill?
Hit the turret, guys. Just get...
Ooh, the tower damage on Vhagar. He manages to get the tower, but he dies for it and ruins his perfect KDA.
Well, that turret should have been taken in the first place, so that there was an easy way to go out. The fact that Llama realizes that, then kind of wants to take that, but unfortunately is unable to do so.
And we see that Rabadon's depth cap finished by Vhagar. Can we get the AP check on him right now?
Oh, I'd be very, very concerned.
That's 941. I want to see Void Step now because of the mercs coming out.
Asphyxia, please. They have parents. You don't want to slaughter them. They have parents. Think of the parents, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my lord. You just want more chaos and more carnage. That's all you're here for.
Yep. I mean, the draft diff seems not to matter at this point of the game. The Meepers just have so much gold on all of their members. We see the shutdowns on Shen, Singed, and Veigar. Wizard Ninjas are starting off for Baron here, but I don't think they have damage to do that. Mazar flank TPs, ults the Set. Aurora gets taunted, but Set finds it, with Aurora's help, finds the kill on the Mazhar. Now, Singed is fighting Trundle and he will manage to 1v2 him. Veigar did some of the damage as well there. And it's 1 for 1 so far.
Mind you, that's a Singed who seemingly was not losing any health despite getting subjugated by Trundle.
You see Dark Seal on Singed. I wonder if he will actually turn it into magic. Aurora hops over the wall, they're looking for Veigar, but Shen ultimate pop to give him that massive shield. And they manage to taunt Rel for Veigar to land his W, and he manages to finish her off. Can they get more? They opt out to back off a little bit, and that's the end of the play for now. The Beepers are turning their eyes to the Drake now. It will be, if they manage to get this, it will be soul point for them.
With the Dark
Seal,
Seal,
ninjas running towards Baron. That means Meepers need to run there as well, but Wizard Ninjas didn't even start off. They're setting up a trap. Can they get something? They get an ultimate on Set ults Mazahar, but Veigar Cage zones everyone else. That means they can join and Set is killed for free. That means after that, Meepers can just run everyone else down. Aurora falls. Sivir is being chased as well now by the Veigar. Can she find an escape? You see Maokai and Shen clearing some vision. Singed almost flips Sivir, but she manages to skill shield that. And the Veigar just pops his ultimate and Sivir disappears off our screens. And with 4 members dead, Meepers turn their eyes towards these inhibitor towers. Mid lane 1 falls. Shen exhausts Rel to find a taunt, but nothing will come of that probably. They're getting the mid lane inhibitor. Wizard Ninja members are spawning, still 20 seconds for the Sivir, and Wizard Ninjas decide to move to the bot lane to open that tower as well and let Shen split push in that top lane.
I mean, I can't hide the disappointment when I'm looking at the items that I'm not seeing more MR tank items right now, because I'm not in a top lane. I'm not seeing any in the jungle. I'm not seeing any other than boots. I can forgive Aurora for not building any MR, just like I can kind of forgive it for Sivir. But like Rel, I think that you would benefit so much from having more MR items here. You should be slamming the MR items over all the rest, and I kind of feel that that is a bit being forgotten, which means that the Wizard Ninjas, despite being so AP heavy, are in more than a good spot, as we see another wet noodle fight in the top lane. Which...
Well, it's not very wet noodle since Shen is winning that quite handily, and Set is now caught between Singed and Shen will pick up that kill. Now 4 members of Meepers are here in the top side. You see Veigar now working towards Zhonya's. He has Seeker's Armguard, I'm pretty sure.
And earlier I said that Bushi deserved to have his to keep his driver's license, but ladies and gentlemen, just look at the Ferrari, because each time he gets near an ally or an opponent, he just gets that speed up, which has caused some rather
right now breaking up the topside jungle of Wizard Ninjas, but it's just some damage traded. Meanwhile, Mazahar is getting some free time in the bot lane. He's getting some plays for himself.
Yeah,
Ronald now will force him off. actually, no, he doesn't. Mazhar is allowed to keep pushing. The poison jumps to Trundle's, so the tower aggroed Mazhar. He needed to back off, but the tower still falls because the wave was quite big.
And we see here two issues, a secondary issue popping up for the Wizard Ninjas. Having called out earlier their team build, or the builds that they're going on for their champions. The secondary issue is, look at Singed and Malza. Both of them have gotten the Rileys, which means that for champions such as Set and Trundle, who have to run into a fight, ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to be that simple. Because you're just going to get slowed the entire time while you chase them. The other thing that I'd love to point out, have a look at the kill participation of Bushi. He has been everywhere this game. Currently sporting a 28, 21 out of 27 kills, which means that he is well above 80% right now, trending towards 85% in kill participation. Seth, I've got bad news for you. You ain't long for this world.
Yep, Seth just gets demolished by Malzahar and Veigar. Now Singe finds a flip on Rel. She's still quite tanky, so she's not falling just yet, but a flank for Maokai finds a nice ultimate, gets a stun on Rel as well. Now a full-on fight is breaking out. Veigar is here now, he joins the fight, one-shots Trundle. Can they get more? Yes they can, Sivir is dead, Rel is dead, can they get Aurora? All the members are turning their eyes to just end. Veigar meanwhile chases the Aurora. If he lands another Q, no, one Q is enough and ultimate finishes her off.
Yeah, and that's the big damage from Veigar coming through there. And by the looks of it, considering that Meeper have aced Wizards, they're like, no, we are gonna end this here. We don't want to deal with what happened in the last game.
They want to look for another kill, they're greedy, they're gonna get this set as well, and now they're gonna finish a flash in Zhonya by Veigar in the fountain just to be flashy. And that's game 2 over, equalizing the series.
And we saw another good series here. Rather concerned about the draft of Meeper, but if you are going to give so much things away as the ninjas and are literally allowed to, if you look at the end items, still hardly any MR items, considering that it is a full MR team on the opposite side. Ladies and gentlemen, you have missed an extremely good opportunity to literally book your way into the next series. This could have been a 2-0, but fortunate for us, we're ending up seeing it 1-1, and that means we will get a third game right after the break. Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We currently have a 1-all score between the Wizard Ninjas and the Meepers, and Wizard Ninjas have opted to change sides this time around. They wanted the first pick, so they're on the blue side, whereas the Meepers will be then moving over to the red side. A couple of important details to point out. We'll get to the team comps in a second. However, you will probably have noticed that the Wizard Ninjas did not get any bans for the first 3 bans. Reason being that unfortunately the Wizard Ninjas AD carry had a emergency, which meant that they needed to wait for to solve that in between the games. And the Meepers were kind enough not to invoke the rules too much, as in if I recall correctly, you have 15 minutes to start up your game from the moment the pick and bans should be starting, and all of that is timed. Therefore, they ended up losing the bans, first round bans, and then we got to these 2 team comps. And by now, I should not be shocked about anything that's going on the side of the Meepers, and yet I am seeing technically 3 supports.
Yeah, we see Soraka in the support role actually, and then we see Bard in the mid lane, which is probably the most surprising one, and then we have Morgana in the jungle, which was viable a few seasons back, but it was quite nerfed in the jungle, and she became not as popular in that role. But we see Meepers bring it back out here, and we've seen 3 very unconventional junglers by Meepers in every game.
Well, I'll put it this way. We might be seeing unconventional junglers, but the Singed jungle is something Bushi is somewhat known for. He has already pulled it out. It's not the first time. And Morgana most certainly is one of his more prized possessions in terms of picks and bans that often gets removed from him, that we will now be able to see him pilot. Bushi is anything but your standard average jungler, which makes preparing against him really, really hard. That being said, the other thing that we should be also noting, that for the very first time, we will be seeing Tuba on an actual AD carry. It's no longer that mage Jazz in the bot lane. We have decided to opt for a proper AD carry for a change, which, by the way, was the R5 pick, might I add. So
a very nice trade by the Bard, using his passive to proc the electrocute. Means he gets a nice chunk on the Swain, but he's missing a lot of CS already.
And that feels somewhat like a recurring theme song, unfortunately. And Tuba, your positioning there.
Ooh, Kled finds a nice Q on Mundo. It pulls back, but damage is not really there yet. It's just janked, and he is forced off his Scarl.
Well, he's got violent tendencies, so he's gonna be remounting that more than likely. And there we go.
The shotgun is enough to pop him back up, and Ignite is popped though, so are both flashes by both top laners.
Yeah, but so having played a fair amount of Kled myself, basically the trick is when you dismount, you just need to make sure that you get to, let's say, 35% of your rage bar to resummon Scarl, so to speak. If you can do that, and Violence Tendencies comes off cooldown, then you can auto attack it 3 times with your Q proc, and then you automatically remount Skull afterwards. So the trick is just getting to that initial 35-40% once you've dismounted, which generally is the short window in which you have to actually blow that clit up when it comes to solo boloing the champion. However, what I'm more concerned about is once Nunu gets access to that Warmogs plus Giant Belt, Lord Almighty Kled, you're going to be in a bad position and you don't scale well this game.
We see another kill picked up by the Poppy top laner, seeing him doing it second game. This time at least he doesn't go with first item. Nice stun found by Morgana. Some chunk by Varus finds a nice Q as well. Mundo and Kled, everyone is fighting. Kled is popped off again, but the movement speed towards enemies when you're out of Skarl is enough to chase the Mundo down, and Mundo dies.
Yeah, and just as Perplexity TV points out, I also respect the kill from Mundo in the top lane, but that just ain't it. Like, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you should, as Mundo, you have one job in this matchup, just one. Get to that magical level where no matter what happens, you can take bogus trades, being the Warmogs and the Giant's Belt.
Oh, Giant's Belt.
No, Giant's Belt before the Heartsteel even. Just that. If you can get to that, you're golden. So I kind of the idea here is that Uppy top laner just wants to speed things around and get access to the gold a bit faster, but this is not the way to do it, in all fairness. So I'm concerned here.
Yep, we can see Kled already having Tiamat, and Mundo is still stuck on the Doran shield and Cole. And this Kled will now have non-stop lane trial for whatever his team wants to do. And he instantly looks for a trade on this Mundo, chunking him down.
I mean, Toad Sage being a bit of a Kled main, he knows he should be looking forward to this. That being said, Meeper sneaking a dragon and taking a page out of the Wizard Ninja's book at this point, where they decided to just make sure and go and get and start stacking, which is probably a more than welcome.
Ooh, Kled gets aggroed by a tower. That one tower shot is enough to let Mundo get a kill back.
And that is the problem.
Swain finds a stun on the Bard, but since Swain is out of mana, he doesn't manage to do anything more than just trade some HP.
Yeah, and there are a couple of things that are so wrong with what we're all seeing here, but unfortunately, it is what it is here. And we will see how this continues to go, but this was a bit of a... it kind of felt like a bit of a... maybe an ego check in the top lane where Toad Sage was definitely feeling themselves and might just have gone a really bit too far and ended up paying with his life, which, I mean, for Puppy top laner, this is amazing, right? Because you've just built the Cull, which, again, we don't agree, we don't condone, we do applaud the ingenuity, but that ain't the way to do it. And basically got extra gold back, which kind of funds the...
Ooh, Varus ultimate finds Leona, finds Soraka, and then Leona finds a stun on her as well to follow up. That means a kill is found in the bottom. They find another one. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, excuse me, it's it was Kled alone who found Morgana and managed to kill her. Not in the mid lane, in the river, and then chased her through her jungle towards the Raptors. And then Kled is looking to keep trading in the top lane, getting some nice damage on this Mundo now.
Yeah, but what are you doing, Kled? You're missing an entire wave there. You've lost so much golden XP to a turret there. I'm not sure that this was the smartest way to approach things. Not only that, and this is where he is at his most vulnerable. Yeah, there we go. He needs violent tendencies to remount up, or otherwise Split could be in trouble.
Mundo ultimate popped, but doesn't seem to be enough. Oh, he manages to dismount Kled again. Does Mundo have enough damage to finish? No, Kled barely clinches it out.
Oh, both sides making a couple of mistakes there in the top lane.
Morgana is
and
looking
we
for
have
Kled. Will she find him? She finds a stun, and an ulti is enough to finish him off. Another... Sejuani finds an ultimate on Soraka that allows to kill her and Misfortune in the bot lane, and it's just pure chaos happening here on the Rift.
And ladies and gentlemen, the ninjas have decided to put on their magic hats and absolutely try and rock their opponents. In every single lane, they are carving out advantages at this point, which means that they are up about 3.5k gold lead at 9 minutes, going to be 10 soon. Which is a great place to be in, especially in a Game 3 decider. And this game, the Meepers are gonna have to pull out some magic, because otherwise this is not gonna go well. And can we, for a second, just think about
Kled looking for another aggressive trade. Kled already on full item. Can he finish this Mundo? No, he decides to let it go and go farm off the wave. Decides not to put another wave on top into the tower.
Yeah, so far so good. Now I'm looking at the items again, and I'm scratching my head here at what Tuba is building, because from what I'm seeing, I'm guessing a Bladed Rune King on MF. Am I seeing things? Asphyxia, or...
I don't know what's happening here. It's such a mess. Varus actually opts out into the Omnivamp boots after he already has Static Shiv. He's expecting to get kills, and if the game continues like this, he will get those kills to stack up those boots.
Oh, that...
We can see actually
there are...
Wait, not Meeper. Okay, we see a fight in the river. Swain is chunked low. Ignite by Morgana, not Ignite, the burn by Morgana is enough to finish the Swain off. But Varus finds an ultimate on Misfortune, which almost finishes her off, but he's caught out of position and killed by Morgana as well. Now the fight turns around and Meepers are just killing everyone on the Wizard Ninja side. They find another stun on the Leona and finish her off. That's 4 for 1. Well, 4 for nothing, but on the top lane, Kled manages to get another solo kill and gets a lot of plates, but in exchange, Meepers manage to get a Ocean Drake for themselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chaos of the Weenie hat is back. We see fights breaking out left, right, and center. Toad Sage is still applying the as much pressure as he can, knowing that it will be limited for it won't be too long anymore until we should be seeing that Warmogs in the top lane. But ladies and gentlemen, that fight at the Dragon, that was really poorly executed from the Wizard, and I'm pretty sure they would like to have that one back, because That was a bit of a missed opportunity, and then some.
Yep, the gold lead fell from almost 4,000 now down to only 2,000 for Wizard Ninjas.
Yeah, and they're earning it. They're earning it right now. However, with the Wizard Ninjas, not all is lost. They just gotta hold their horses, make sure that they go through the checklists again. Make do we fight? Do we not fight? What are our conditions, etc., etc. And we'll see then how if they can.
Varus ultimate finds Misfortune. Misfortune pops her ultimate, but Varus just walks out of it, and Misfortune is left low. Soraka is there to heal her up.
And I gotta say, this is the second time where I'm seeing a bullet time being used after being ulted by the Varus, which, in fairness, is a fairly decent use because you're then denying them instant access.
Oh,
but
we see a lot of members now collapsing in bot lane. It's a 3v4. Stun on Morgana will mean she falls to Wizard Ninjas, and they're looking to chase more, but the tower is in the way. They find a Bard who's overextended in the jungle and CC'd to death. Kled joined this fight and he picks up the kill on the Bard, now being 5-2.
yeah, and
Now they're looking for a form and dive to get in the bot lane. They actually might just finish the tower, but no, Swing grab finds Misfortune and Soraka, means he pulls them out of the range, and Soraka is killed real fast, and then Misfortune follows up.
And we're seeing some proper execution when it comes to diving around here, not like the last game. And not only that, this is first and second turret going over to the Wizard Ninjas. However, Puppy top laner does answer with a T1 of his own in the top lane, and his kill is nearly complete, ladies and gentlemen. I got a feeling that as soon as that is complete, he's going to go back, buy that magic extra Giants build, and then, well, we all know what happens. Boosh, boosh, boosh. You can nearly hear the theme song being queued up as it is.
Also, Mundo almost finished with the goal, only 3 minions now left.
Yeah, and
completion. We see both teams now stacking around Herald. It seems like there could be a fight breaking out there. So far, the Wizard Ninjas are just starting it off for free, and it seems the Meepers are backing off and getting it.
Yeah, and we'll see how this exactly turns out, but they put everybody together. One crazy Bartles, not available. So, meanwhile, the Herald goes over to the Ninjas, and they are absolutely crafting out.
That ultimate popped in the mid lane. He finds a black shielded Bard, but he's then stunned by a follow-up ult of Varus from another member. Varus is chunked, and then Morgana manages to finish him off. Can they get more? Herald popped. Bard ultimate is too late to protect the tower, and tower is chunked as well.
And I'm starting to get a bit concerned here because I watched the Wizard Ninjas play Kled in Game 3, this was in the group stages where they basically were playing to come in as as most of the groups, or if they would end up losing, they would drop down all the way down to 4th. And what did we end up seeing there? Late game, we saw an absolutely crazy flash engage from the Kled on the turret, which cost.
But we see Meepers actually managing to sneak another Drake, putting in them at soul point, which could be their win condition to stay in this game.
Yeah, and the issue being with the Kled is the Kled did absolutely amazing in the laning phase, which we're seeing here again, by the way. But then, as soon as he got out of the laning phase, he kind of fell off a bit. Or trying a bit too much. I am concerned that this could be the case yet again this time around. Because we see that Wizard Ninjas are clearly ahead. But for now, not really, seemingly not pushing their lead.
Well, Mundo now is sitting on that Varmox and Giant's Belt item spike, meaning that his Varmox will heal him up after each trade. Miss Fortune is quite close to finishing her goal as well. Let's see if Meepers can hit their power spike soon enough to get them back into this game. It's 5,000 gold lead almost for the Wizard Ninjas now.
Yeah.
A stun from Leona finds Miss Fortune, which is followed up by Varus, and they managed to kill her in almost an instant. Kled now trapping Mundo. Can he find the kill on him? He's trying to run him down, but Mundo pops ultimate, and he's now looking for a fight himself. Can he do it? But Kled is popping a lot of damage on this Mundo, but Mundo managing to heal off enough and run away.
And under normal circumstances, I would absolutely be...
Morgana stun finds Varus, and she just flashes on top of his face to finish him off. That's another pick for Meepers now.
And under normal circumstances, I would be flaming the Mundo for disengaging like that, for the very simple reason that you had a window there.
Ooh, Kled could be in trouble now. Stuck between three members. Can he find an escape or maybe a kill back? He's trying to go for this Morgana, but now he's just forced to try and run since Miss Fortune is joining the fight as well. And his passive is on cooldown since he recently remounted.
Yeah,
He's doing a good job clearing top wave, not allowing Wizard Ninjas to take too many plates top, and it's just a free kill for Meepers. They're trying their best to stay in this game so far.
Yeah, but the funny thing is they're forcing things while they got a 4k gold lead. You need to be slightly more natural with how things go and try and catch them out on rotation.
Ooh, another stun on
fighting.
Miss Fortune, and Varus manages to finish her off. Once again, a stun from Leona, which is followed up by Varus dishing a lot of damage, and Miss Fortune falls again.
And once again, Tuba chooses the way of the Inter, making sure that he is overextended with no support around him, and goes down yet again, just like Dak Prescott.
Swain ultimate popped, but quite out of range, so it will just run out. Yes, it does. And now he kept chasing, but Bart finds a stun on him. Can they finish him off? Yes, they can. Can they look for this Sejuani as well? Bart ultimate popped. They can look for a stun now. They double stunned him, which is a bit of a waste. But the red buff on Bard means they can just slow her infinitely and finish her off. Now Varus is quite chunked, trying to find this Mundo, but it's Mundo, he's tanky, he's not gonna fall easily. Ultimate used on the Mundo, who has Black Shield, so he's not stunned. Can they run down this Varus and Leona? Stun found on Kled, not the target they wanted to, but the fight is still fine for Meepers. They're reducing the gold lead to 3,500. No, 4,500, roughly.
And I was just going to point out how well they're doing in shutting things out. But most importantly, that dragon is spawning in 10 seconds. And the Air Soul is the best soul, the one with the most winning percentage across the league. And look who all five have shown up here. They're all ready.
Miss Fortune is waiting for over the wall to find possibly an ultimate if the Wizard Ninjas decide to engage. If Neepers finds a nice stun on someone. No, Misfortune just pops it. Led goes deep, finds Soraka. Morgana manages to smite the dragon, but the fight is in the favor of Wizard Ninja so far. They find Mundo. Fled is dead though. Can they find more? Morgana Black Shield is enough to keep her alive for a little bit longer. A stun on Swain as well means she manages to escape, and it's 3-for-1, but the soul falls to the side of Neepers, and they will be happy with that exchange. Baron will make it a bit more painful if Morgana doesn't manage to steal it here. She's looking for something. Well, she doesn't have flash, so it's gonna be hard. The fighting Swain, Leona pops over the wall to try and find something here. And it seems Swain falls, but so does Misfortune. And now Neepers are chasing, but with the Wind Soul they can chase them infinitely because of the movement speed it provides. Can they remove one more Baron? Bard is chasing this Leona, it's bound to happen, yep. And now they did get Baron, but two more members fall. Two more members fall, and for exchange of Misfortune. And I would say Neepers are quite happy in this position right now. They have Soul, and they can clear waves to prevent damage from this Baron. And now we can see Mundo actually having quite a few... Ooh, ultimate popped. Kled is bound to rebound, but Bard is here to join and help with this Mundo to finish this Kled off. Kled is forced to flash out, but it's not enough, and Bard picks up another kill.
And this is the problem with the Kled. The Kled is going to get outscaled by the Mundo at some point. He is about to tick over to level 16, where he's really going to start doing some damage. The other important part is, it's all good and well to get Nash. But the thing is once you have gotten Nash, basically what you want to be doing as a team is just being like, hey guys, you know what? We got Nash. Let's reset. Let's do proper lane assignments. Let's get out of the... get out of base and start pressuring the map. Instead, what did the Wizard Ninjas do? After securing Nash so well, they instantly decided to look for a team fight, which is not what you want to be doing, because you have just tanked the Nash. That means you've lost some HP over there, and you're instantly looking for a fight afterwards. I don't completely agree with the logic that is right there. And all these small mistakes, well, I'll call them different shot calls. Not really mistakes, because technically it could work out under the right circumstances.
Ooh, a stun bomb on Morgana. Can they find the kill? Morgana heals enough, and Morgana finds a stun of her own to let her escape. She's forced to flash, yes, but she lives.
Yeah, and a bit of a rough time currently going through the game. We now have...
Ooh, Leona is far up. A bit of a stun on her. These ninjas are playing really aggressive. They're really looking for something. That ultimate popped, but it misses everyone. The Wizard Ninjas are quite scattered all over the topside jungle. Now they group up into mid lane. Baron is already expired, so they can't really siege much. Now they're backing off. Mundo is still looking for some kind of flank, but he decides to just... Ooh. He misses his flash completely, and 5 members of Wizard Ninjas collapse on him and manage to finish him off. Bard's ultimate pop to stop the fight from going on, but the re-engage is found. Leona and Varus are fighting 2 versus 2 in the mid lane here. Find Bard and Misfortune. Can they find more? Morgana is quite out of position. She will most likely fall as well, and Soraka is being chased by Kled as well. manages to find a runaround, but meanwhile Morgana falls to Sejuani and Swain. Now, Wizard Ninjas are gonna look to siege this mid lane.
Yeah, it's Wizard Ninjas looks like they've understood the urgency. They might be looking for an end angle here, although I find it a bit early. Also
Yeah, they can't
considering that-
just find the end angle just yet. Members are spawning and the waves are gonna be cleared, but that's mid lane inhibitor.
Yeah, but now all it takes is one mistake. You can run straight down the mid lane and absolutely start hammering away at that base. So I gotta say, I like what they have done so far. Either way, a really long game still to go. So we'll see how this is going to pan out. But ladies and gentlemen, this looks like one team going for a haymaker, the other team making a jab to the left and then a hit on the right side. Both teams are throwing punch for punch, and we are currently seeing which team is starting to edge out ever so slightly.
And the Elder Dragon is spawned now. Wizard Ninja side are starting it off. Nipper are... Ooh, Bard Ultimate Pop to slow it down. Maybe find an engage on someone. Fled Ultimate Pop from Morgana. They trying to chunk her, but Soraka is doing so much healing. Morgana is staying alive for so long. Misfortune is fighting Swain alone and she just dies to him. Varus, a lot of stuff is happening. Varus tries to chunk, but Morgana, Soraka healing is so much. Morgana ultimately falls. Mundo is healing a lot as well, but the Meeper side is just getting wiped, and if you take a look at the Meeper base, it's getting demolished by minions right now. And Kled Teleport is used. They're gonna look to end it this right here and right now. Kled with Demolish manages to get the first tower. Bard is here now. Can he stop this Kled? That is dismounted. He's hitting the tower, but he's gonna die. Misfortune is now spawned. Nexus is naked now.
Oh no!
They find an engage on this Misfortune. She needs to get out and get the skills anyways. Otherwise the game is over. Soraka is spawned now as well, so the healing is gonna be there. They just need to find a fight. They find a stun on this Leona. Can they finish her? Yes, they do. Bard Ultimate finds Leona as well. Can they run her down? Bard is slowing her quite a bit, and they manage to kill her as well. Morgana is with Bard now chasing Swain as well. Can this be turned around? It seems it can so far. They managed to find her. Varus is trying to trap. He finds a stun on Morgana. Soraka is healing her quite a bit though. And Varus is gonna fall as well. That's an ace by the side of Nipper, and they're gonna try to rush this Herald while sending 3 members to protect the mid lane. So they can find an end angle. They need more members on this Elder Dragon still, because it's gonna take too long if it's just Morgana and Mundo.
Yeah, and this Elder buff going over to the Meepers is going to be absolutely massive, because they have secured each and every single objective that they could lay their mittens on so far.
Oh, so... Kled teleports and uses his ultimate to try and finish. Misfortune ultimate lives. Can Kled do it? There's just a couple more autos? No, he doesn't. And Morgana finishes off the kill on Kled. Nexus is just few autos away from death, but
yeah,
Beaver side with Elder buff and Inhibitor is spawning soon. Wizard Ninjas either need to find something soon or then wait out the Elder.
Yeah, and so far, I mean...
Ooh, a fight could break out here. 4 members versus 2 so far here. Soraka is joining as well. A fight doesn't really break out, just some damage traded.
Yeah, and the big difference here is that...
Misfortune is standing in base just to make sure no one can backdoor again.
The reason being that the Meepers could come back is because of A, first of all the shutdowns, but B, they were keeping the game was within touching distance here, and this could be the first comeback of here. Now, what am I disappointed in? I'm disappointed in the Clid there. I understand you want to try and end the game. I'm completely on board with that. But the problem is that right before that, when you had Maokai and Leona stand there, they opted Maokai, what am I saying? Maokai. I mean the mid laner. Swain. They opted to take the fight. They opted for the team fight instead of just trying to end the game. If you go in there, you should all be on the same page and be like, everybody turn on the champion, or everybody just keep auto-attacking and make sure we get that Nexus. Because you've now suicided a couple of times trying to end the game. You haven't been able to do that.
The ultimate bolt, it finds Bar. Can they look for something more? Misfortune ultimate does some damage to the Leona, but it's not enough. But they managed to finish off the Kled. Can they find more? They're looking, they're chasing. Leona is close to execute. Can they do it? Mundo manages, no, Bard manages to finish it off. Swain is on the backline though, doing a lot of damage with his ultimate and Qs. But he's ultimately killed. Soraka is doing so much this game, and we see much of anti-heal. It's only on Kled and Sejuani, and Kled is down, so no anti-heal coming through now.
And the other issue is that we've seen last time around with the Kled pick for the Wizard Ninjas a bit too much aggression from Toad Sage. Here, it felt like he hadn't checked all his boxes, if his team could follow up yes or no. And not only that, you're engaging into a team, ladies and gentlemen, that has Elder buff. Please wait out.
The goal now, and it's around 4,000 gold lead for Morgana, but a 6,000 gold lead for this Varus. Is Varus full build already? Can we see that? No, he's not. He's missing one item.
Impossible for being that full build that quickly. That would have been really quick.
Boots are fully stacked now.
But yeah, this game basically it could be one big team fight that could determine the game.
Whoever gets a team fight here now, it's 55 minutes, so death timers are quite long. So whichever team gets a good team fight should be able to look for an end angle here. Kled is split pushing now in the bot side, trying to split the map.
I don't like this because technically Meeper, they just gotta call his bluff, start the Nash, and he will have TP in.
Kled is resetting, but Misfortune is stuck bot. Clearing that wave will mean Wizard Ninja should look for a fight real fast now, while Misfortune is not there yet. They're trying to look for Mundo, but it's not the member you want to look. Mundo is never gonna be killed fast enough. And now everyone is regrouped properly, so nothing happens here for now.
And the issue here being that, well, you've got two. First off, you see an objective, pull the trigger, go for it, rush it, try and do something with it. Because it's all a bit too slow, because everybody right now is mega greedy. I'm seeing everybody greed for kills left and right across the board instead of just being like, let's go objective right away. A couple of windows are being
missed
out on.
Flashes the Morgana stun. That means it's a flashless Kled now. In this upcoming fight, if it breaks out, they're looking for Varus. Morgana stun misses, but she pops her ultimate on Zhonya's. Misfortune ultimate whiffs again. But a big fight breaking out. Vayne does a lot of damage. Can they find more picks? Kled managed to kill Morgana. Mundo is taken low as well. That's two members of Meepers are down, while all members of Wizard Ninjas are still up. Can they look for this end here?
Right, and if you get a good fight, you gotta find a way to make it stick. You gotta find aggressive angle or try and get vision
Kled
or
teleports
just
back.
start the
No,
objective.
he just walks back to the area with his team. Both objectives are up now, Elder and Baron. And these ninjas are trying to get a space here, but Bard is trying to zone this Varus off, actually doing some quite decent damage. Finds an ultimate on 2 members, but it's not enough.
Yeah, but the problem is you've basically baited in a teammate here.
Ooh, but
You've
Neavers are playing the space real nice, not letting them take control here actually, which means they're quite scattered and quite chunked, the Wizard Ninja side, and that means the death timers are expired and all members are back on the map.
Lord of Lords. And the dance of the dragons will continue just a tad longer. Surely we're not going to get a multi-minute dragon dance. Or surely one of the teams is going to pull over the trigger and go for it. I can't imagine that we're really going to go through.
Mundo is stopping, but he's keep teleporting now on Elder, which is started by Meeper's side. Kled on the flank, Leona is still a bit of distance away, so Wizard Ninjas can't pull trigger too easily, but she is here. Kled pops the ultimate. Can they find a decent fight? Varus ultimate finds Soraka. Soraka is gone, the healing is gone, but Kled is falling. Swain is doing some decent damage. Misfortune ultimate is quite good this time. They're doing quite decent damage, but Swain is healing up and Misfortune is gonna fall as well. Mundo is though very tanky, doing quite good here. Morgana is back in the fight as well, helping this Mundo. Can they get a couple of kills here? Ooh, Mundo finds a kill on the Leona, and then Morgana manages to kill Varus, and Varus managed to kill the Mundo. Morgana and Bard are looking to get more. Morgana gets a kill on Sejuani, while Swain got a kill on Bard, but Morgana seems to be able to finish this Swain as well, and it's an ace for the side of Meepers, where Morgana lives, and Wizard Ninjas got aced.
Yeah, and this is the first showing that it looks like the Meepers are overtaking the Ninjas in all aspects of the game. They are finally scaling into said game and making sure that they can start looking to being on the front foot. Ninjas, you gotta make sure that you dot your checklist, go through everything, and don't
engages on Morgana. Can he find more? Soraka is healing. She's working overtime, trying to keep this Morgana alive, and she manages to do it.
Yeah,
and we see some members start to finish up their items. Varus is full build now. Swain is 1 item away. For the Meeper side, Mundo is close to being full build as well. Ooh, Morgana walks into Leona and Varus, but Soraka is still there healing. Morgana gets killed by the Varus. Can they make something with this?
Yeah, not only that, bullet time has been used. Morgana's off the map. You should, as a team, be looking for a potential fight here. However,
they're starting off Elder. It will be either a forced fight now or an Elder coming to the hands of Wizard Ninjas. Can Meepers do something here? Bard ultimate pop. Swain is alone now. Kled finds a flank on Soraka, but Soraka manages to get out, and Elder is finished by Varus. Can they make something more out of this?
Right now, they should just run straight towards the Nesh. Secure that one. Make sure you've got both buffs, base, and then technically you could be taking this.
Leona was basing on the vision. She will be picked off because of that. Wizard Ninjas decide they still want to try and do this Baron even without Leona. They have Elders, so they could still hold off this fight if they played right.
Yeah, but the problem is well, you've got 2 problems. Problem number 1 is...
And now Morgana joins the fight, and now it's gonna be 4v5. nice Varus ultimate finds Morgana, but they're just getting chunked. Mundo is now on the backline. Can he do some damage? Bard is doing a lot of damage as well. And it seems like Meepers are gonna wipe them. And it's another ace for Meepers. Can they look to end here? They have a wave in mid lane if they decide to.
The problem here is for the ninjas, who have been doing an amazing job in the entire series. You didn't go back to your well of success. You didn't do your checklist. Oh, I need to attack this and this and this, or this person, this person.
Misfortune ultimate to kill the wave faster. Can they manage to finish this? Still 20 seconds for any strong killing member to be spawned, but it's just Leona, so the damage is not there and she's just killed, and that's the finish by Meepers. And it's 2-1. Meepers winning the series and moving on and making Wizard Ninjas have to work to the losers bracket now.
Right. I'm gonna say two things. First off, if you are a wizard here after these games, you gotta feel frustrated, because in game 2 you made questionable decisions when it came to team builds in a couple of fights. In game 3 you had Elder buff, and you ended up losing the game shortly after. That just goes to show that they didn't really pay attention. First off, it was Hunter Baron, the one that does a massive amount of damage team-wide. Hence, they needed to do something else or look for a different play style. That was the first part. Second part, and this is where I gotta compliment the Meepers. They did an amazing job at team fighting, despite having lost out on a couple of critical objectives. Now, I'm gonna do everybody one massive favor here, and let's just think about this. I'd like you to name an MVP. I'll name an MVP. I suggest that our magnificent producer Jack also names an MVP, so that we can start this MVP voting on the channel, because it has gotten pretty late. Who's your MVP, Afaxia?
For me, for the entire series, I would say it's the mid laner for the Meeper side. He pulled off Bard mid and did quite a decent job in it, and his performance on Veigar is the reason the game was possible to come back in the second game.
Yeah. I'm going to give it to maybe a bit of a surprise, but somebody who's been playing out of position, who has done well in the previous 2 games. This game, less so, but still, all in all, I got to give it to him. I'm going to give a shout out for an MVP vote to Yes, and I can't believe I'm saying this, the biggest Eagle fan amongst us, Tubu. He played absolutely exceptionally throughout the series, and for somebody who is normally playing as a jungler, who is used to playing PvE, so to speak, and not having to worry about last hitting something because A, you've got a smite, or B, nobody else is hitting the damn thing. Being in an AD carry role and having to pick up CS, yes, that makes things a lot harder. So big congratulations to them, and they played fairly well. And then if our magnificent producer would be so kind as to put forward a name.
My MVP is Bushy. Yeah. Yep. My MVP is Bushy. In my defense for it, I think that in game 1, the Vayne was but like it was, you know, considering the fact he's playing an off-meta jungler, he was jungling rings around the Wukong. Like, just in pure fundamentals, like, he was clearing faster, despite playing a champion that I'm sure if you look online to try and find, like, a fastest clear speed on this champion, you probably will not find one of those for Vayne. There is, you know, like, it's not a champion that I think should be full clearing before Crab comes up, and, you know, he, again, like I said, just was a step above Jax Relax in that game. I think in game 2, on the Singed. He was a pivotal part of why they were winning. I agree that Llama Knight was the main reason, but I think that Singe being able to create so much space by like flinging people into the cage, for example, there were so many times where we would see the side of Wizard Ninjas chase for kills when it was a low HP Singed and they die because of Rylai's and the damage over time. And in game 3, the Morgana was a masterclass. Like, it was, I think the Morgana was the primary mover and shaker and why that game was a win for them. They were obviously behind by a large margin, but it was, the game took, or sorry, the fight took so long that we didn't see it as a quadra kill, but there was a quadra kill at that Elder Dragon fight. You got 2 double kills because the fight was over a minute long. And so, yeah, I think for my money, Bushy is the MVP.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Voting is up. Cast your votes quickly, because as soon as the voting is over, we are not going to take this too long anymore, because it is late over here. We are going to be wrapping up at 2 a.m. or in the event of my co-caster.
1 a.m., 2 a.m., and 3 a.m. respectively.
Respectively. It's time to go to bed. So as soon as the votes get in, and it is a shared vote between Bushy and Tuba. So congratulations to both. As fitting, the color of the winner is shown in green, which is obviously the ideal color for that part. Other than Asphyxia, do you still have something to say? Or if not, I'd suggest we do an outro and thank everybody for being here.
Yeah, I have nothing to add.
Nothing to add. Well, on that note, I would like to thank everybody for having tuned in so late, for still being around, and we will quickly refer to the next rounds. We will have Conan Bull Torture versus The Holy Pearl and Meeper, I hardly know her, versus the Rift Raiders. Meanwhile, in the losers bracket, we will have 3 Pearls, 2 Snacks facing off against Bigly Diff and Wizard Ninjas against the Dagestonian Death Squad V2. Lots of fun in the Winnie Hat bracket to look forward to, but that will be for another time. Good night, and catch you on the next one.